You know, I'm listening to all this like that, but Wolf don't care. He said, yo, this ain't like that. I'm telling you. He ain't like that. You understand? Papa was talking about, I don't need you no more. I don't need you no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
His mind was like always on 1,000, like always. And it's good in a lot of ways, but then, you know, it's always a price to pay. I don't care what you do.
The drama surrounding Diddy, his family, and the shocking betrayal at its core has taken an unexpected turn, one that no one could have anticipated. It's the kind of scandal so outrageous, so deeply entangled in greed, that it could easily be mistaken for the plot of a high-stakes Hollywood thriller. But this isn't fiction. This is real life. At the center of it all is Diddy's own mother, Janice Combs. Rumors are swirling that the very woman who raised him, the one who has publicly defended him time and time again, may secretly be working behind the scenes to orchestrate his downfall. The burning question remains: how far would someone go to seize control of a fortune worth hundreds of millions? If the whispers are true, the answer is chilling, far enough to betray their own child.
Evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named Freak Off.
Let's rewind for a moment. Diddy has long been portrayed as the head of a powerful, tight-knit family. From red carpet appearances to luxurious vacations, everything seemed picture-perfect. Janice Combs played the role of the devoted matriarch, standing proudly beside her son as he built an empire spanning music, fashion, and entertainment. But now, with Diddy sitting in a Brooklyn detention center, awaiting trial on charges that could shatter his legacy, cracks in the family's unity are beginning to show. And the biggest crack of all? The shocking rumors that Janice may be leaking information to federal investigators, feeding them breadcrumbs to ensure her son, and even her grandchildren, remain locked away for good.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Sources close to the situation claim that Janice Combs has been quietly communicating with investigators, providing key details about Diddy's infamous lifestyle and the alleged activities linked to his lavish parties. Whispers suggest that Janice sees Diddy's legal troubles as a golden opportunity to seize control of his fortune, an empire estimated to be worth over $400 million. The reasoning isn't hard to follow. With Diddy out of the picture, Janice could gain access to the vast wealth he has accumulated, wealth that would otherwise be drained by legal fees and settlements as his family fights to protect what's left. It's a shocking twist, one that recasts Janice not as the supportive mother Diddy has always portrayed her to be, but as a calculating figure willing to sacrifice her own son for financial gain. Let's not forget, Janice has been vocal in the past about Diddy's decisions, particularly those that tarnished his name. While she has stood by him in public, insiders claim that behind closed doors, her frustration with his reckless behavior has been boiling over for years. And now, with lawsuits piling up and Diddy's reputation in shambles, Janice may see this as the perfect moment to make her move. The timing is suspicious, to say the least. Reports suggest that Janice has been unusually distant from Diddy's legal team, refusing to participate in strategy meetings or offer support in the courtroom. Instead, she has reportedly been spotted at private dinners with individuals rumored to have connections to the investigation. Coincidence? Maybe. But the pattern is hard to—
There was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotape.
The family feud doesn't stop there. Sources claim that tensions between Janice Combs and her grandchildren, Diddy's children, have reached an all-time high. At the center of the power struggle is Christian King Combs, Diddy's youngest, son and a self-proclaimed heir to the family empire. According to insiders, King has been rallying the family to stand by his father, but Janice has reportedly dismissed his efforts. Instead, she appears to be focused on what many believe is her true goal, positioning herself as the sole authority over the Combs dynasty. This alleged power play has led to heated arguments, with King accusing Janice of betraying their family for her own selfish motives. The tension is palpable, raising an uncomfortable question. Could Janice's actions tear the Combs family apart for good? The whispers about Janice's involvement with investigators aren't just idle gossip. Speculation is growing that she has been feeding them crucial information about Diddy's notorious parties, details that only someone in his inner circle would know. Once celebrated as the epitome of luxury and excess, these gatherings are now at the heart of the accusations against him. Sources claim that Janice possesses knowledge of who attended, what happened behind closed doors, and, most importantly, where incriminating materials might be hidden. If true, this could be the smoking gun investigators need to build an airtight case against Diddy. And if Janice is the one providing that information, it would explain why the investigation has gained so much momentum in such a short amount of time. The family feud doesn't stop there. Sources claim that tensions between Janice Combs and her grandchildren, Diddy's children, have reached an all-time high. At the center of the power struggle is Christian King Combs, Diddy's youngest, son and a self-proclaimed heir to the family empire. According to insiders, King has been rallying the family to stand by his father, but Janice has reportedly dismissed his efforts. Instead, she appears to be focused on what many believe is her true goal, positioning herself as the sole authority over the Combs dynasty. This alleged power play has led to heated arguments, with King accusing Janice of betraying their family for her own selfish motives. The tension is palpable, raising an uncomfortable question. Could Janice's actions tear the Combs family apart for good? The whispers about Janice's involvement with investigators aren't just idle gossip. Speculation is growing that she has been feeding them crucial information about Diddy's notorious parties, details that only someone in his inner circle would know. Once celebrated as the epitome of luxury and excess, these gatherings are now at the heart of the accusations against him. Sources claim that Janice possesses knowledge of who attended, what happened behind closed doors, and, most importantly, where incriminating materials might be hidden. If true, this could be the smoking gun investigators need to build an airtight case against Diddy. And if Janice is the one providing that information, it would explain why the investigation has gained so much momentum in such a short amount of time.
But like I said, the entertainment industry is very, very, very messed up when it comes to, the bigger you get, the more you had to do to get there. And so if you're not willing to put yourself in that position, you kind of have to put your foot down.
But why would a mother do this to her own child? Some insiders suggest that Janice's motivations might not be as simple as greed. There's speculation that her actions are driven by a mix of anger, disappointment, and a deep desire for control. For years, Janice reportedly stood by in silence as Diddy's lavish lifestyle spiraled out of control, watching as he threw extravagant parties and surrounded himself with people she disapproved of. Perhaps this is her way of reclaiming the power she feels she lost. Others, however, are less sympathetic, painting her as a cold, calculating figure who sees Diddy's downfall as nothing more than a means to an end. Whatever her true motivation, the result remains the same: a family in chaos and a man who once seemed untouchable now facing the fight of his life. The timing of these rumors couldn't be worse for Diddy's children, who are already grappling with legal troubles of their own. Christian and Justin Combs, in particular, have come under increased scrutiny as allegations against them continue to mount. Insiders claim that Janice has done little to support her grandchildren during this time, further fueling suspicions that she is more concerned with protecting her own interests than standing by her family. It's a stark contrast to the image of unity the Combs family has worked so hard to project, and it raises serious questions about what's really happening behind the scenes.
Keep saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have.
Even more unsettling are the whispers that Janice has been encouraging investigators to dig deeper into the activities of Diddy's children, particularly Christian. Some believe she's using them as pawns in a larger plan, hoping that increased pressure on them will force Diddy to cooperate or even plead guilty. It's a chilling thought, one that suggests Janice is willing to sacrifice not just her son, but also her grandchildren, all in the name of securing her own financial future. If true, it would be the ultimate betrayal, one that could leave scars on the family for generations to come. And yet, despite all this, Janice continues to present herself as the supportive mother simply trying to do what's best for her family. In public, she has spoken about her love for her son and her belief in his innocence. But behind closed doors, insiders say the reality is far different. The whispers about her involvement with investigators, her alleged attempts to undermine her own grandchildren, and her growing distance from Diddy's legal team paint a picture of a woman playing both sides. Whether her actions are fueled by anger, disappointment, or greed, one thing is clear. Janice Combs is a force to be reckoned with, and her choices could have devastating consequences for the entire family.
No choice.
The fallout from this alleged betrayal is already being felt. Diddy's children, who initially rallied around their
The fallout from this alleged betrayal is already being felt. Diddy's children, who initially stood firmly by their father, are now reportedly beginning to question whether their grandmother truly has their best interests at heart. King Combs, in particular, is said to be deeply hurt by the rumors, feeling as though his family is crumbling around him. The once unbreakable bond between Diddy, his mother, and his children is now hanging by a thread, and it's unclear whether it can ever be repaired. As the investigation into the allegations against Diddy intensifies, the Combs family faces an uncertain future, one that could see them torn apart by greed, betrayal, and the weight of their own secrets. And this is just the beginning. The drama surrounding Diddy's family is far from over, and with each new revelation, the stakes get higher. As the investigation deepens and whispers about Janice's involvement grow louder, one thing is certain: the Combs family saga is only just beginning to unfold. What happens next could change everything. For Diddy, for his children, and for the legacy they've worked so hard to build. But for now, one question remains. In a family torn apart by betrayal, who can you really trust? Diddy's downfall hasn't just rattled his family, it has sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. What once seemed like an untouchable empire is now crumbling under the weight of scandal, deception, and mounting legal trouble. But here's the twist. The real drama isn't just about Diddy anymore. His sons, Christian King Combs and Justin Combs, have been dragged into the chaos, with accusations and rumors swirling around them like vultures circling a wounded animal. And while Diddy sits in a cold Brooklyn detention cell, awaiting his day in court, his sons are facing demons of their own. The question now is, what really happened behind the scenes of the Combs empire? And could their alleged involvement signal an even darker chapter in this already shocking saga?
He is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, it is scary because you think, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career.
The fallout from this alleged betrayal is already being felt. Diddy's children, who initially stood firmly by their father, are now reportedly beginning to question whether their grandmother truly has their best interests at heart. King Combs, in particular, is said to be deeply hurt by the rumors, feeling as though his family is crumbling around him. The once unbreakable bond between Diddy, his mother, and his children is now hanging by a thread, and it's unclear whether it can ever be repaired. As the investigation into Let's Start with Christian, better known as King Combs. On the surface, King has always been the golden child, the heir apparent to Diddy's throne. Following in his father's footsteps, he has carved out a name for himself as a rapper and social media influencer. From lavish photo shoots to private jets and custom-made suits, King has spent years flaunting the wealth and power that come with being Diddy's son. But now, the glamorous facade is beginning to crack, and the allegations against him are threatening to destroy everything he has worked for. According to multiple sources, King's name has surfaced in connection with some of the most disturbing claims tied to his father's infamous lifestyle. Insiders allege that he has not only attended but actively participated in the same kinds of extravagant parties that have landed Diddy in legal trouble. And if the rumors are true, his role in these events may be far more significant than anyone suspected. One of the most damning accusations comes from a lawsuit filed earlier this year by a woman who claims she was harassed and mistreated during a yacht party in December 2022. The party, chartered by Diddy himself, was reportedly billed as a family-friendly gathering. However, according to the lawsuit, it quickly descended into chaos. The plaintiff alleges that King took an unsettling interest in her, pressuring her to engage in questionable behavior and even cornering her in a private room. What's even more disturbing are claims that he used intimidation tactics to assert control over the situation, leaving the woman feeling helpless and terrified. While King has denied these allegations through his legal team, the lawsuit has cast a dark shadow over his once polished image.
If you say the wrong thing or you complain or I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or when they're constantly asking, would you like to do and you're like, well, I don't do and they're like, well, why don't you do
ever be repaired? As the investigation into Let's Start with Christian, better known as King Combs. On the surface, King has always been the golden child, the heir apparent to Diddy's throne. Following in his father's footsteps, he has carved out a name for himself as and it doesn't stop there. King Combs' alleged involvement in these controversies has sparked a wave of speculation about his role within the broader Combs empire. Some insiders believe that King was being groomed to take over the family business, but his alleged actions could now jeopardize that entire plan. Others suggest that his behavior reflects a pattern of entitlement and recklessness that has been allowed to fester within the family for years. Whatever the case, one thing is clear. King Combs is no longer just a rising star. He's now a central figure in one of the most explosive scandals to ever hit the entertainment world. Meanwhile, Justin Combs, Diddy's eldest son, is facing his own set of problems, and they are just as messy. Justin, known for his laid-back demeanor and love of luxury, has been caught up in a series of controversies that threaten to tarnish his reputation, from lawsuits to financial troubles. It seems like Justin can't catch a break. Earlier this year, he was sued by a luxury car company for failing to make payments on a high-end Bentley he leased in 2022. The lawsuit claims that Justin owes nearly $200,000 in unpaid bills, an amount that is shocking for someone who grew up in one of the wealthiest families in the business. But the missed payments are just the tip of the iceberg.
He had his son bring girls over to the parties, usually underage girls.
Between Diddy, his mother, and his children is now hanging by a thread, and it's unclear whether it can ever be repaired. As the investigation into Let's Start with Christian, better known as King Combs, Justin's troubles continue to mount. He has also been accused of throwing wild parties at rental properties in Los Angeles, leaving behind a trail of destruction that has reportedly made him persona non grata among real estate agents in the area. According to one broker, Justin would promise small, intimate gatherings, but instead invite hundreds of people, turning the properties into full-blown ragers. The aftermath? Broken furniture, trash-filled interiors, and a tarnished reputation that has made it nearly impossible for him to secure future rentals. While Justin's legal team has dismissed these claims as exaggerated, the damage to his standing within the industry is undeniable. With his father's fortune now tied up in legal battles, Justin may soon face financial hardships he's never had to deal with before. What makes Justin's situation even more complicated is his alleged connection to some of the same controversies surrounding his father. Insiders claim that Justin has been named in at least one lawsuit involving inappropriate behavior at a high-profile event. The lawsuit, filed anonymously, alleges that Justin was present at one of Diddy's notorious gatherings and failed to intervene when things took a dark turn. While Justin has not been formally charged with any wrongdoing, the mere association is enough to raise eyebrows. With the federal investigation into Diddy's activities still ongoing, there's no telling what new information might come to light.
Well, listen, when you're working, and this guy worked for Diddy, worked with Diddy, for Diddy,
Yeah, he was his a producer and video.
The legal troubles of the Combs brothers are not just a family matter. They've become a public spectacle, one that has captivated the media and left fans wondering how things could have gone so wrong. For years, Diddy worked tirelessly to present his family as a symbol of success and unity, but now that image is unraveling, and the cracks are too big to ignore. Some observers have pointed to the toxic culture of excess that has long defined the Combs empire, suggesting that it was only a matter of time before the family's lifestyle caught up with them. Others speculate that Diddy's legal troubles have created a ripple effect, dragging his sons into the fray and exposing them to a level of scrutiny they were never prepared for. What's particularly striking about this saga is the way it has exposed the darker side of fame and fortune. The Combs family has always been synonymous with luxury and glamour, but the ongoing scandals have revealed a much grittier reality behind the designer clothes and million-dollar homes. Lies, a web of dysfunction, betrayal, and questionable decisions that have brought one of the most powerful families in entertainment to its knees. While Diddy himself remains the focal point of the controversy, the involvement of his sons suggests that the problems run far deeper than anyone realized.
I don't know the consequences of what that could have been. So I didn't really talk about it. I should have gone to the police. I should have said something other than to my agent. I'm just thankful that there was somebody there. There was somebody at that party who helped me, because I could have ended up in a really bad situation.
As the investigation continues, the question on everyone's mind is, what's next for the Combs family? Will Diddy's sons be able to salvage their reputations, or will they be dragged down by the weight of their father's scandals? And perhaps, more importantly, how will the family rebuild in the wake of such a devastating public fall from grace? For now, there are no easy answers. The Combs brothers may have grown up in a world of privilege, but that privilege has come at a steep cost. With the walls closing in on all sides, it's clear that their journey is far from over. But the fallout doesn't end with the Combs family. The entertainment industry as a whole is grappling with the implications of these scandals, with many questioning how such behavior was allowed to go unchecked for so long. Industry insiders have suggested that Diddy's influence and power created an environment where accountability was virtually non-existent. Now, with the truth finally coming to light, the ripple effects are being felt far beyond the confines of the Combs dynasty. From former collaborators to longtime associates, everyone connected to Diddy is facing scrutiny. The impact on their